Like the majority of North Americans, I was suffocating in debt. Negative $60,000 net worth. Was I less than worthless? And this is where Graham Stephan, Dave Ramsey, and someone I no longer follow, Andy Stanley, comes in. None of these guys started out with debt. In 2018, the average American had about $38,000 in personal debt. And if you convert that to Canadian funds, that equates to about $60,000. So I was pretty average. My first government job paid about $40,000, and the average American in 2018 made roughly $45,000 a year. So what I'm basically trying to say is yes, definitely subscribe to Graham Stephan, Dave Ramsey, Meet Kevin, Andre Jick. I think that's how you say it. Sorry, Andre. But they're not the average American or Canadian. I'm no longer the average either, but I started out being the average American, if that makes sense. Hi, my name is Tibor Breining, and I am passionate about helping people get out of debt. In this video, I will walk us through how we went from negative $60,000 of net worth to positive $175,000 of net worth, but it took us 12 years. Once I go through all of that, I will go back in time 10 years and see how I could do it differently to cut that 12 years down to possibly 4. So to get out of debt quickly, here are the steps that we took. First, we consolidated our debt into a personal loan that had a lower interest rate than our average. Not only that, it gave us one payment instead of managing all these different creditors. So we had the $30,000 of personal loan, and then we had the $30,000 on the vehicle. So we knew exactly what we needed to pay. And every extra penny we made went on those two loans. First on the personal loan, because the car loan was 0%. Once we paid off the personal loan, I quit taxiing. That was my second job. Don't know if I mentioned this. Office job, 7 to 3, taxi, 3 to 12. Yes, 12, midnight. I had no life. I didn't see my wife. I missed her, so I quit. As soon as I quit, I was able to trade that 2006 fully loaded SUV with 100,000 miles for a 2005, yes, 1 year older Toyota Corolla with 60,000 miles. And I didn't ask for any money. It was just a trade, car for car. And it does not seem logical. I agree, because I had a 4-wheel drive in Canada, which is very useful, down to a 2-wheel drive, stick shift, 5-speed manual transmission, roll down your windows, no AC, no cruise, nothing, no power locks, no keyless entry, Toyota Corolla. We saved a ton of money on gas and insurance and also on maintenance. So it was the good move for us. We had no kids at the time. It was perfect. Obviously, saving gas is not enough to pay off debt. We looked for other avenues, and we found that we could have students stay with us and they would pay us some money. So we started with short-term Japanese students visiting Prince Edward Island is where I'm at, if you're wondering. Look it up, it's beautiful. Come visit sometime. And then we moved into long-term students who came to do their studies in English, just to give them a better opportunity later in life. Basically, in 3 years, we were finally debt-free. And the other thing I forgot to mention that's really important, my mother's a realtor and she found us really good deals. So our first house was $60,000, sold it for $65,000. Then we got into a $70,000 house, sold that for $85,000, got into I think $150,000, sold it for roughly $170,000, and then we got this house for $225,000, and today, or before this whole lockdown thing happened, it was worth about $350,000. So that's how we made all this growth happen in terms of net worth. The mistakes that I made, I want to be able to turn this into some good. I want my mistakes to help you not make those same mistakes. And I promise to include everything I can possibly remember. I won't sugarcoat it, because let's face it, this did take a lot of time, energy, and of course, the popular saying, blood, sweat, and tears. After we got out of debt, I really got greedy and I wanted to increase our net worth right away So I did something that is warned against by a lot of different areas. I'll put down my favorite place to look for wisdom, but I tried gambling. I didn't call it gambling because I was good at it, but I tried Texas Hold'em poker. Initially I made money, but I got emotional, I lost it all, and then some. Then I tried stocks. I wasn't patient enough to learn stocks, so I tried penny stocks. Big no-no. Here in Canada, the authority that oversees the stock market does not like penny stocks, and I bought into a really good one that shot right up. And when I went to sell, I had this notice that the commission had to put a freeze on it because of suspicious activity. So here I was on a road trip to New York City with my beautiful wife, celebrating one of our anniversaries, and I was freaking out because I couldn't sell and it was starting to drop. That was mistake number 2. Mistake number 3, I started a number of businesses. The last one that I remember was landscaping. I could have done this the right way. Instead, I went and leased a huge lawnmower. I was struggling just to make the payments on that. And when I had enough clients to make a profit, we had kids. And I did not have time to work 2 full-time jobs again because that's what it had become. And the final mistake that I made was I bought a rental property like my favorite YouTubers, Graham Stephan, Meet Kevin, and Dave Ramsey. However, I did it all wrong. I bought it for a very cheap price, which was good, but instead of just throwing $10,000 at it, I threw $100,000 at it, and it was not worth as much as what I was into it for. And right now we're losing money every month on it. Thankfully I have a good job so I can cover the losses, but it's not a pretty picture. Those are my main mistakes. Now how I would have done it differently was, hey Siri, take me back to when I was 10 years younger. Whoa, Siri? There's no way. Oh, there you are, Siri. That's more like it. Oh, I haven't seen this movie in a while. All right, in all seriousness, I really believe that if I could go back 10 years, I could do this way faster and way better. And we would be ahead of the game. We might even be in Graham Stephan territory. First of all, I would have stayed in that $60,000 home as long as possible. So probably up until we had our second child. Because $60,000 would have been paid off, and that would have been an extra mortgage payment completely not there. And we could have put that $60,000 down on a nice home and start that much lower in terms of principal. I would not have flipped houses. I would not have bought that rental property. Instead, I would have just done mutual funds and played it safe and enjoyed all the time possible with my family, because that is something that cannot be replaced. I'm not a financial advisor, that's just how we did it. But do check this one out on how Christianity has changed my finances. Until the next one, peace. Juno, first date. And it's from Blockbuster. Don't know why I have it. We probably bought it.